work closely with Nigeria.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. On behalf of President Bola Tinubu, I wish to once again formally congratulate you over your victory at the polls and your subsequent swearing in as the President of the great nation of Namibia. What binds us together supersedes whatever that divides us. The distance hasn't dampened the enthusiasm and respect of the Nigerian people for the people of Namibia. SWAPO is as popular as our local parties in Nigeria. So when the founding president of Namibia died, the president mandated me go and spend a day or two. I was part of the entire process of the burial at the Hero Square in Windhoek. Nigeria has always been a frontline state. We shared the pains of the Namibian people in their struggle for independence. And in this UN year of reparation, Nigeria is solidly with the people of Namibia for reparations to be paid to the heroic people who were massacred in a genocide. They are our brothers and sisters. We are all Africans. Our relationship ought not to be where it is now. There is a need for enhanced relationship between our two nations in trade. Namibia is a very blessed country in terms of natural resources. We have 20 billion barrels of oil. And we have players in the Nigerian oil industry where we have 69 years of experience who can really participate in an African enterprise. African resources need to be managed by Africans. Fish, salt, and so many other minerals can be exported from Namibia to Nigeria. I saw a very beautiful country. The drive from the city center to the airport, a distance of about 42 kilometers over there. I saw beautiful, a very beautiful picturesque landscape. It's God's gift to humanity. It's a very beautiful country. And be rest assured that the president holds you and the people of Namibia in the highest esteem. And I want to thank you and congratulate you for being at the forefront of gender empowerment initiatives. It wasn't by design. It came out as it is because you anchored on competence, and it turned out that nearly half of your team are made up of women. Any society that respects the women is a progressive society. So I want to align with you and solicit for your support in some of the international organizations where Nigeria is vying for membership, like the International Court of Justice, the International Maritime Authority, the UN Security Council, the non-permanent member, and so many other things that I will.
So Shettima, speaking on behalf of this man, Kalu, right? Then afterward, he left for Germany as part of his tour, Even though people were questioning why Kalu continued to avoid America, somebody already told us why. But let's leave that. Himself on the way to Germany, I think early this morning or late last night, after leaving America. I was waiting for them to wave because that's their, I think that signature wave for Kolu. They didn't bother to cover that part, right? But back in Nigeria, where the real thing is happening between Dangote and Pengasan, between the traders, property owners, and the demolitionist, government agent of a TradeFair in Lagos. We're going to go to Lagos first before Abuja. In Lagos, a few days ago, we saw their bulldozers of the government of Lagos State, last Pro something, property regulatory agency or so. They were out to demolish 19 properties in TradeFair international market in Lagos. People reacted like, why this sudden, why this sudden demolition? Why this destruction? Where were the government agents that gave approval for this building, this construction? So, different questions. There is more. So this morning, the traders in the remaining part of the market, right? They protested what they call the extortion of their members by, the agents, like, the shop agent, I think, as well as the non-ending increase in their rent, pretty much like an extortion ring above them to try to want to force them out. But they won't be forced out because they built this place with their own sweat and all that, right? Government didn't build this market for them in the usual way of saying, we have our own rights. We're supposed to be treated better. You cannot continue to treat us like this and all that. In TradeFair in Lagos, or should we say from TradeFair in Lagos? Let's go to Lagos.
The president of Balogu Business Association inside TradeFair addressing the protesters. Say no to the agent. The agent is going to more than If I have a situation report this morning, 29th September, Monday, 2025. The whole market was closed down. Ebigi. Over here catch it out in the ministry. 500K. They catch it out. I'm going to go 500K. You know, say so. That goes so well on the camera. I'm going to be 500K. They say so. Jana, Ebigi. The president of the market addressing the protesters. The president of the market, Mr. Oscar Paul. ndị agent egbugo the youth na Balogun nọkọta shop ị na-akwụ 500,000 ndị agent ji ekonu kọrọ ofu onye isi na-azụ bịa rent be si na rent shop a 2 million ọ bụ na ya akwụkwọ go pụọ ka onye ọzọ were take over. The whole youth nọ na Balogun market asịgo no to agent. If I want to agent, no, bye from Balogun market. If I can, ndị Igbo bịa ha na-eme onwe ha. Agent ndị Igbo. If obele nwe settle off na shop. Ọ na-akwụ 500,000 every year na shop. Ije kọlụ with ofu onye. Ya tupu ya ebe a na-anarụzi onye a 3 million 4 million masị unlikely onwe unu. Any agent ọbụla enweta na Balogun na-abụ afọ ya bụ sorry. The whole youth nọ na Balogun na-ewe iwe.
Miss Xerox, don't worry, I'll help you. Okay. So what happened is that, to start with, everybody who knows these traders who are mostly Igbos, right? They are the type that barely complains about being extorted. They will pay, starting with whenever they want to buy lands. The land sellers, they are willing to sell to them because they believe that they are those who are willing to pay the bargaining price without any much of argue and all that. To start with, when they want to rent a house, while others are still pretty much concerned about the costs, they are willing to pay. Even if it is inconvenient, they would barely complain. I am saying this because majority of you would agree with me that indeed, right, this is true. Now, if you get to see them on Monday morning, or is it Monday or Tuesday now? Monday morning, lock their shops to protest extortion by agents who parade themselves as shop agents, housing agents. They'll be charging them this fee, that fee, and for a single shop, they will be charging them 3 million naira a year. And the house rent, the shop rent, or let me say the rent from this old money may not even be more than 1/3 of it, or half of it. The rest is just charges, illegal charges, agent extortion. And for them to lock their shop on Monday morning to go out and say, no, they've had enough, that simply means that thing is serious. An average Igbo trader, businessman will say, I don't know how they say it in Igbo, right? They just believe that if it's a business, even if they have to tax them, they will still run it and do it because the end user will be the one to pay for it. They usually joke about that, even though it is true. It is not an act of trying to, to sound, indifference. No, because it is true. If the government says, oh, we are increasing the custom duties on every imported this or that, right? And their local laws is also very much make it harder for local production and all that. So if they bring anything into the country and they charge them double the price of what they should charge them to them, they just need to get it to the end user. You will pay for it. And that is why, diapers, baby diapers that you used to buy for maybe 1,000 naira per pack now goes for maybe 2,000 naira per pack. By the time they tell you how it got to that 2,000 naira per pack, you will see the role of those who probably thought they want to extort them. So if these guys wakes up and say, no, this is unsustainable, it's not sustainable, then it is a serious stuff. So they went out to complain about Not only that, they are demolishing their shops, the buildings housing their shops. Again, they are losing money from those who are extorting them in the markets, and it is almost everywhere. So right now they are demanding that there should not be any agents when it comes to them renting properties. They should deal with, or there should not be any agency fee. It's crazy though. It is crazy. If I need a house in Nigeria right now, right, they will charge me agency fee. You get that now? And it's out of not being smart, in my own opinion. If you are an estate agent, somebody who gives out properties as your renting or selling, there is a way you have to factor in your own commission in a way that it will correspond with what the rate you should be taking. That whoever is going to be your customer, they won't even have to like single out, why am I paying extra 1 million? Because they don't have to pay extra 1 million for a rent of 1 million. It's crazy though. So that's why they were protesting. And somehow you would think the government should do something about it. Unfortunately, they won't do. But now you go pay. When you go to TradeFair and you want to buy anything, you'll be wondering why. Why is it 7,000 naira at TradeFair and it is the 6,900 naira in Balogun, or it is 6,700 naira somewhere in Oshodi? Just go take a look at those who are extorting them in these places, and the whole cost will be transferred to you. And that is why you shouldn't look at it and be like, yes, if they cannot pay, they should go back to their land. Those are the real microeconomists, too. The real ones who are, gathering the chunk of what, makes your total tax net, I think. They are meant to be the real economy, so to say. Right? When those big blue chip companies experiences a capital flight and the rest, your macro, they call it microeconomy, which is mainly managed by this group. Middle class is gone. The only thing you have right now is just the too rich and too poor. The others who are in between are just floating to try not to get drowned into the too poor. Because everyone is poor right now, simply by the poor policies of the rogues in charge. You want me to explain that? Don't worry. I will. Here is between Dangote and Pengerson, right? We shared the story this afternoon. I don't really have to to repeat all of that anymore. I can give you an update and what is likely going to happen next. So today, the Pengerson and Newpeng and others confirmed that they have shut the gas supply to Dangote refinery simply because of what's going on. And others are also threatening to start nationwide strikes if Dangote continue to push the way it's currently doing. So the government called them, should I say government representatives, including your finance minister, Wale Idun. They called them, not Dangote, they called all these trade unionists, TUC, Labour, NLC, Newpeng, Pengerson, and all of these guys to a meeting that I have no clue what will be the end result. Why? Because I want to believe that this whole thing is so straightforward, right? And if everyone is confused, the right, should I say the right group of people that should set the record straight and set everybody right on the right path for the sake of your economy should be the government. But what are you going to do if the government is also involved in the entire chaos? And then acting as the peacemaker. Crazy, yeah? They have been at this since Stephen, who became your president too. Dangote